worm virus is currently targeting many users through email attachments and screensaver programs. This type of virus is particularly dangerous because it can spread from one computer to another without requiring any user interaction. The typical method of infection involves an email that appears to be from a trusted source. This could be a friend, a colleague, or even a seemingly legitimate company. These emails often contain an attachment, which might be disguised as a harmless file such as the screensaver program. However, when this attachment is opened, the worm virus is installed on the computer and begins to replicate and spread. The consequences of a worm virus infection can be significant. Firstly, it can slow down the performance of your computer. This is because the virus consumes system resources as it replicates and performs malicious tasks in the background. Secondly, a worm virus can cause your computer to crash. This can lead to data loss and potential damage to your operating system. Thirdly, a worm virus can delete files from your computer. This can include important documents, photos, and other personal data. Fourthly, and perhaps most concerning, a worm virus can steal personal information. This can include your passwords, credit card numbers, and other sensitive data. This information can then be used for identity theft or other fraudulent activities. To protect yourself from this worm virus and other similar threats, it is essential to have up-to-date virus software installed on your computer. Virus software works by scanning your computer for known viruses and other malware. When it detects a threat, it can either remove the infected files or quarantine them to prevent them from causing further harm. It is important to keep your virus software up to date because new viruses are constantly being created. Virus software companies regularly release updates that include protection against these new threats. If you suspect that you may have been infected by a worm virus, the first thing you should do is immediately scan your computer with your virus software. This will help to identify any infected files and remove them from your system. If your virus software is unable to remove the infected files, you may need to seek professional help from a computer repair technician. In addition to having virus software installed, there are several other steps you can take to protect yourself from worm viruses and other email threats. Firstly, be very careful about opening attachments from unknown senders. If you receive an email from someone you do not know, do not open any attachments. Even if the email appears to be legitimate, it is always best to err on the side of caution. Secondly, be cautious of emails that appear to be from legitimate sources but contain unusual language or grammar. This is a common tactic used by cybercriminals to trick people into opening malicious attachments. If you notice any unusual language or grammar in an email, be suspicious and do not open any attachments. Thirdly, keep your virus software up to date. As mentioned earlier, it is important to keep your virus software up to date to protect yourself from the latest threats. Make sure that your virus software is set to automatically download and install updates. Fourthly, regularly scan your computer for viruses. Even if you have virus software installed, it is still a good idea to regularly scan your computer for viruses. This will help to ensure that your computer is protected from any hidden threats. In summary, protecting yourself from worm viruses and other email threats requires a combination of technical safeguards and cautious behavior. By having up-to-date virus software installed, being careful about opening attachments, and regularly scanning your computer for viruses, you can significantly reduce your risk of infection. Remember to stay vigilant and be aware of the latest threats. The internet is a constantly evolving landscape, and new viruses and malware are being created all the time. By staying informed and taking proactive steps to protect yourself, you can help to keep your computer and your personal information safe. It is also important to educate others about the dangers of worm viruses and other email threats. Share this information with your friends, family, and colleagues so that they can also protect themselves. By working together, we can make the internet a safer place for everyone. It is worth reiterating the importance of backing up your data regularly. In the event of a virus infection or other computer problem, having a recent backup can save you from losing important files. You can back up your data to an external hard drive, a cloud storage service, or another computer. Choose a backup method that works best for you and make sure to back up your data on a regular basis. Regarding specific types of attachments, be especially wary of executable files, exe script files, DBS, JS, and macro-enabled documents, DOCUM, XLSM. These types of files are often used to distribute malware. If you receive an email with one of these attachments, do not open it unless you are absolutely sure that it is safe. If you are unsure, contact the sender to verify that they sent the attachment. Many email providers offer built-in spam filters that can help to block malicious emails. Make sure that your spam filter is enabled and properly configured. You can also train your spam filter by marking suspicious emails as spam. This will help the filter to learn what types of emails to block in the future. Consider using a password manager to create and store strong passwords for your online accounts. A strong password is one that is at least 12 characters long and includes a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. A password manager can help you to create and remember strong passwords for all of your accounts, without having to write them down or reuse the same password for multiple accounts. Enable two-factor authentication 2FA whenever possible. Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security to your online accounts by requiring you to enter a code from your phone or another device in addition to your password. This makes it much more difficult for someone to hack into your account, even if they know your password. Be careful about clicking on links in emails. Cybercriminals often use phishing emails to trick people into clicking on malicious links. These links can lead to fake websites that are designed to steal your personal information. Before clicking on a link in an email, hover your mouse over the link to see where it leads. If the link looks suspicious, do not click on it. Keep your operating system and other software up to date. Software updates often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities that could be exploited by malware. Make sure that you have automatic updates enabled so that your software is always up to date. Use a firewall to protect your computer from unauthorized access. A firewall is a software or hardware device that blocks unauthorized access to your computer. Most operating systems include a built-in firewall, but you can also purchase a third-party firewall. Be careful about using public Wi-Fi networks. Public Wi-Fi networks are often unsecured, which means that your data can be intercepted by hackers. If you must use a public Wi-Fi network, use a virtual private network VPN to encrypt your traffic. A VPN creates a secure connection between your computer and a remote server, which protects your data from being intercepted. Consider using a browser extension that blocks malicious websites. There are many browser extensions available that can help to protect you from malicious websites. These extensions work by blocking access to websites that are known to distribute malware or engage in phishing. Be aware of social engineering tactics. Social engineering is a technique used by cybercriminals to trick people into giving them personal information or access to their computer. Common social engineering tactics include phishing emails, phone scams, and fake websites. Be suspicious of any unsolicited requests for personal information and do not give out your personal information unless you are absolutely sure that the request is legitimate. Stay informed about the latest cybersecurity threats. The cybersecurity landscape is constantly evolving, so it is important to stay informed about the latest threats. You can follow cybersecurity news websites, blogs, and social media accounts to stay up to date. By staying informed, you can be better prepared to protect yourself from cyber threats. Finally, remember that no security measure is foolproof. Even if you take all of the above steps, there is still a chance that you could be infected by a virus or other malware. However, by taking these steps, you can significantly reduce your risk of infection.